Hi, welcome to another edition of Foxy Little Nuggets, where the digestive biscuit of news meets the hot cup of tea of reality, gets wet, wobbles and falls in. We've got four stories. We're going to start with Labour's childcare maths and how Labour really just apparently can't count. Because Labour wants to extend free childcare to some unemployed parents, arguing it will help people get back into work. Will it though? Some people are asking whether, well, it's what a rather awkward question is, if you're not at work, who exactly needs somebody else to look after your children? Or is it just a way of getting rid of your children so you can, sit on the sofa, watch TV and eat quavers alone? Who knows? It's one of those policies that sounds lovely, I think, until somebody asks important questions. For example, how much and who's paying? And at which point every politician involved suddenly whistles a little tune and then studiously studies the ceiling. Fascinated by the ceiling, one could say, because there is no answer. Still, perhaps this is the future. Free childcare, free breakfasts, free everything. The only thing not being handed out for free, it seems, is the bill to taxpayers. Yes. Somebody's got to pay. No such thing as a free breakfast. Story 2, we're going to talk about Volkswagen. This is a story I spoke about yesterday, actually, which I've put into today. No, was it today? Yesterday. I'm losing track of days. VW. They've announced that it's planning to axe around half of the vehicle models that it currently makes in order to save money. After years of offering a car for every conceivable lifestyle, it's finally admitted perhaps the world didn't desperately need quite so many choices. The Golf will survive and the Polo will survive, but some of the stranger models, the Phaeton for example, which was a great one, they don't build it anymore, but it was a great car. But some of the stranger models will soon be joining the Dodo. Certainly the SUVs are likely to go. One could always say that if they were really desperate in order to try and save money and cut costs, they could always stop making dashboard touchscreens that require a PhD just to turn on the heated seats. I don't like the dashboards, the touchscreens in cars. I like, if I want to turn the heating on, I want a dial that goes temperature one side and blast power the other side. That's all I need. I don't need all this. Got to go into sub-menu, find it, change it. If you're driving along and need that, you'll have a crash, aren't you? Anyway, story 3. We're going to start working from home. Or rather, you shouldn't be working from home, because the man who introduced Britain to working from home has realised it's such a bad idea that perhaps we shouldn't be doing it after all. England's chief medical officer, Sir Chris, I started out reasonably poor, but I'm now a multi-millionaire, Whitty, says working from home could be damaging our health because many people barely leave the house. That's the whole point of working from home. If you're leaving the house, you're not at home. Apparently, the daily commute from bedroom to kettle to laptop, back to kettle, back to laptop, back to kettle, back to laptop, to fridge, etc., repeat, isn't quite as cardiovascular as perhaps we should be worried about and doing. Well, the NHS now wants us walking more. Excellent advice. I take the dog out. I wander around the garden. I wander into the kitchen several times. Open up the fridge. Realise there's nothing in there for me. Close the fridge. Walk back. Do another couple of videos. Walk back to the fridge to see if something magically has appeared. It never has to date. But judging by some of the video meetings that I have attended, the Zoom calls, the lives that we do occasionally, a few people would settle for putting trousers on before logging onto Zoom. I have actually been in a Zoom meeting and people were wearing shirts and ties. And at the end of it, I said, everyone stand up. And we all stood up and it was like pyjamas, shorts, things like that. It was just the tie and the shirt. I went, we knew. There we go. Story 4. Labour's immigration headache. Andy Burnham, oh, this is a cracking story. Andy Burnham, he's not even Prime Minister yet. And already nearly 80 Labour MPs are reportedly grumbling about his planned immigration reforms. So he's got a rebellion as Prime Minister before he becomes Prime Minister. I think that must be some kind of record, isn't it? Some want tougher controls. Others say the plans go too far. Labour is trying to keep everyone happy, but you know that when you try to keep everyone happy, you make nobody happy. Politically speaking, it's a bit like trying to herd cats while juggling flaming chainsaws. The honeymoon hasn't even started yet, and already the divorce papers are in. And Burnham is sleeping on the sofa, and she's gone back to her mother's. It's great, isn't it? It's great, and it isn't going to continue in any different light. And this is only one policy. He's got many policies coming up that people are going to rebel on him. And this is what brought down Starmer, of course, was all the rebellions and all the U-turns. And indeed, he's already U-turned on a policy that he hasn't even announced. Again, seems to be some kind of record, you know. But there we go. That's that. We do have a rather nice and finally, and it's not a specific story. It's a study. It's a scientific study. And you might think it's rather common sense. It probably is, but it is rather lovely. Scientists have discovered that, and doing this by measuring all sorts of things in the head and the brain, that even very small, tiny acts of genuine kindness improve our well-being, not just mentally, but physically as well. Holding a door open, phoning a friend you haven't spoken to for a while, smiling at a stranger as you go and say hello and smile at them as you walk past, buying someone a coffee. These little moments don't just brighten up somebody else's day, they improve your day immensely. They improve your mental health and your physical health, they've found. So, tomorrow, on your peregrinations, assuming you are one of those people who actually leaves the house, do a small deed for someone. It doesn't have to cost you anything. Just do something nice. A word here, a well done there. An attaboy, as they say. Because despite everything politicians, bureaucrats and the evening news throw at us, ordinary people are still remarkably, and for the most part, decent and nice. And if we can pay it forward, we all will benefit. And that, I think, is worth remembering. This has been Foxy Little Nuggets. You've been my audience. I've been me. Sleep well if you're watching it in the evening, or otherwise have a great day, and I'll speak to you later. Thanks a lot. Oh, and do hit subscribe. Channel's coming along lovely, but we know what's planned in YouTube, and I want to build up that subscription base. About 40% of the regular viewers who watch the channel are yet to subscribe, so bang, hit the sub button, hit the like button, and we'll crack on. Thanks a lot. Bye.